everyone. So we don't have a ton of time, but we're on our way back from the rock shed and I had to stop. You guys know I had to. Look at it outside. There's like, oh my gosh, there's like no snow. It's just perfect. And it's like, what, 50 degrees? 52 degrees. So yeah, we're at Teepee Canyon and we have, what, like an hour or two to kill?
Yep.
So wish us luck. I'm hoping for some good fortification agates.
All right, we are almost there. They closed the highways. Well, not the highways. That shouldn't say highway, because they're not highways. The forest roads down this time of year. So you can walk in, but you can't drive in. And it's a little bit of a hike. So yeah. Looks like a broken cross section of a shell fossil. It's pretty cool. All right, just because we have very limited time, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time scrutinizing. It looks cool, it'll come with. I see some quartz crystals in a pocket and some banding that's surrounding it. So, see how it looks once it's cleaned up back at the shop. Honestly, I want some big-ish, at least a few to slab, but I'm also just fine with these. Big fortification pocket right there, little piece. Those are so easy. That's like ready to start capping just as it is. So I'm fine with those. Something there's also a lot of up here that you don't really hear people talk about often is the really pretty jaspers. They are so colorful. And they polish really, really nicely. So I think I do want to keep a couple pieces of that stuff because it's really nice. Okay, that's really cool. The fortifications are super thin. That's actually all calcite, but you roll it over, it's all that body goodness. I bet we could get rid of that calcite. That would be really pretty. This one is interesting. It has a lot of calcite too, but there's actually some good fortifications in that one.
Oh, there's
making some progress. Oh, is there?
Yeah. In the center.
Oh yeah, that's not bad. Oh hey, and there's a split. That should be easy to get out. Nice. Oh. All right, well, just surface collecting at the moment, but check out that one. It's like a ready-made slab. That is so pretty. Heck yeah. Yeah, it's a decent one with all the little lacy patterns. Be a good little one to polish, I think. Just found this one. It's got some good pockets in there. It might be a good one to cut, I think. Maybe. All right, I just found one we got to break down. I actually don't see much, if any, fortifications. There's a little bit. Really why I want this. Check it out, Alexis. That's an amethyst pocket.
Ooh.
Look at that. See the purple? I'll get better shots on the other camera. But yeah, also that's encouraging because there's an amethyst pocket. Might be some fortifications in there. Sweet. That's a good one.
Hey everybody, so I don't know where Theo went, but I found multiple fortifications and I wanted to show you guys what I found. I just found this one, so we're gonna get it cleaned off. Hold on. That's so cool. Hold on, let's get this up for you. That's so cool. Okay, then I found this one. Oh, I hear Theo's camera, wherever he may be. And it's hard. You can see him like poking out like right here and stuff, but it's actually, that whole thing is covered. It's just underneath the stuff. Sorry if it's a little bit shaky. That's why I don't usually do the videos. Found another one. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. It is in there.
Alexis just found a good one, apparently. Give me a war call.
I'm too weak for that business.
Just make an excited sound then. That works. I'm gonna just walk this line and I'm gonna look at that little hill right there. I'm gonna turn around and we'll look at this slope all the way back because it is, yeah, I was looking down below it on our way through the first time. I don't really have a whole lot of time to dig and or split a bunch of rocks, so I think we're gonna just stick to surface collecting for today, but we found some really good stuff here surface collecting before, so I think we've already found some fairly decent stuff. All right, I don't see fortifications in this. I don't even think it is one, but oh my gosh, that's so cool. Look at all the calcite crystals. Wow, that is awesome. Let me swap cameras 1 sec. All right, check this out. That is like a little spike ball of dogtooth calcite crystals. That is so cool. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. I might keep that, and I might send that to Derek because he has an amazing collection of calcite. So I think he needs some Teepee Canyon calcite. I'm so bummed I was not recording when I flipped this. So here's the problem. Oh, do I have any examples nearby? Oh, come on. There's examples everywhere, and then the second I need one, there's nowhere to be found. Well, okay. Anyway. Actually, yeah, there's an example right here. So normally, the nodules are just like this, where they're just empty. Empty chert, really nothing there. So the majority of what I'm flipping has nothing. So it's kind of just a waste of memory card and time to film every single thing that I flip, because, yeah, it would be a lot of pointless footage. That being said, I just flipped this one, and I'm so sad I was not filming. Oh my gosh. Ready? It's this one right here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh my freaking gosh. Okay, let me get this wet and swap cameras. Oh my goodness. Okay. When you go to Teepee Canyon, that right there is what you want to see. Wow, that is so pretty. That is not a little one either. That's like the biggest one I've found all day. Okay, that's insane. And there's a bunch of littler pockets surrounding. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe we found that. That is so nice. All right, so Alexis just handed me this one, and that is really nice. I'm gonna leave it out because she's also gonna show me that really nice one she found earlier. So let's see it. Oh, wow. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, let me swap cameras really quick. Okay, so swapping cameras. Here's that first one. Look how nice that is. That is so pretty. Yeah, that's fantastic. And then here's the other one, which, yeah, it's crazy nice. That thing is literally, oh, I gotta zoom out a little bit. That thing is just covered. Oh, that is so cool. Great finds, Alexis. All right, guys, I think that is all the time we have. As you can see, the sun is setting and we have 5 hours to drive still tonight. So sounds like fun, doesn't it, Alexis?
It does. And I have to be back tomorrow because I have a book premiere coming out and I have a whole reading day planned.
Yeah, it's been a plan for like months now.
Months.
So that being said, that does it for our short little venture over to South Dakota. And I am so freaking happy we made this spontaneous trip, because not only did we get a bunch of stuff from the rock shed, I'm sure that video's already come out, got to stop at Teepee Canyon and found an absolutely crazy one. So I am super happy, even though it was kind of like drive there real quick, then drive back. Yeah, it's still absolutely worth the trip, especially since we do not ever get to do trips in, 50 to 60 degrees in January. This part of the country, like, no, that doesn't happen. So I will see you guys back at the shop, and we are going to cut and potentially, if I have time, polish some of those Teepee Canyon agates. So see you then. All right, we are back to the shop. So I've got everything cleaned up. Let's take a look at the rocks, and yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but I'm quite sleepy. Anyway, though, so this pile back here, this is the rocks we're gonna cut. We're probably not gonna cut all of them in this video, but these are the ones I'm considering. The rest are small to the point where I probably wouldn't go with my big saw to cut them. Probably wait till I can trim them, or they're pieces like this where I don't want to cut them at all. Like this one is going to get polished. I'm gonna polish that face because that's fantastic, and that's an amethyst pocket in the middle. Dark, rich amethyst. Or pieces like this, where there's a little, just amazing pocket of banding on a super thin piece, which means this is like tailor-made to start doing some calves. I actually got a bunch like that. No cutting involved other than trimming. These are gonna go straight to cabochons. I don't know if I'm gonna do that today, because as I mentioned, I am sleepy. But before we load a single rock into that saw, I have two that I'm considering doing something reckless with. That would be this one and this one. I've done it before, and it's high risk, high reward. Of course, what I'm referring to is taking these, which have some fortifications, little ring of lacy fortifications, and throwing them into muriatic acid to melt out this calcite. Because when you manage to get rid of that calcite, you are left with a beautiful pocket of body goodness. Just look at that. You can actually see the banding on the edge of that one. So that's what these pockets right here and here are actually going to look like. In this one right here, you can see where the calcite got blasted out. You can already see the bots. I say it's risky because sometimes they have little veins of calcite that you can't see running through. So not only are you dissolving where you want to, you run the risk of dissolving where you don't want to. Don't ask me how I know that. But this one looks super stable, so I think I'll do this one as a tester. If it comes out nice, I'll consider doing this one. Because the banding is really, really fine. They're not really super worth cutting, but they'd be awesome specimens if we can just have like a big body geode. So I'm gonna throw that in muriatic acid and see what happens. All right, so that one's in. We're gonna just let it do its thing for a while. So while we're waiting, let's cut one of them. Which one? Which one do I want to cut? Let's do this one. So this one is nice and wide. It's a perfect nodule, so it's gonna be churred all the way around. And I'm seeing a nice little red pocket starting to grow. So I'm hoping that that is the front end of it and it's going to get bigger instead of, oh sorry, I'm blinding you. The front end of that pocket instead of the back end of that pocket. Because that means if we cut it down the middle, we might find a bigger pocket on the inside than just that little red one. So let's go load it in. All right, first one is done. And I was backwards. We didn't inch into a bigger pocket. We were actually inching away from the main pocket. So here's the little tiny pocket we got on that whole rock. But it's actually okay. I'm not super upset about that because we can turn that little pocket into a nice cabochon. So even when they're little, there's still a use for it. Also, this is like a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. See those little white streaks? That is the very, very hidden calcite I was talking about. So like this one, if we were to throw this one into muriatic like we have the other one, all those little seams would dissolve and it ends up making the rock look super weird. So not quite what I was hoping for, but we still have a usable little pocket for a cabochon right there. Good, it'll make a good ring. All right, next I think let's do one that I know for a fact is going to be good. That is this one right here. Fortunately, it has a ton of calcite in it, but there's also some quartz in there. Like underneath the calcite, instead of the botryoidal layer, it's druzy. So I think I'm going to load it in like this and try to just cut it in half. We'll see if we can do that. Next one is done, and it is actually really, really cool. It's different though. It's like, check this out. So instead of a normal fortification pocket where you can see the whole thing, it literally like wraps all the way around with the crazy calcite all the way around. It's just so cool. That's a different one. I like that one a lot. But there's even more on the back side. You can see. So I don't know, I'm half debating either coming in this way. I'm afraid of doing that though because it might just ruin it, but I am considering gluing it to a board and cutting it one more time just so we can get closer to these top pockets. But either way, as it sits, I'm quite happy with that. That is very pretty. I'm thinking we're going to do this one next, but I don't know how I want to cut it. I want to kind of try to cut it down the middle, but it's going to be difficult because it's so thin. I don't know, we'll figure something out. But if you get up close, this thing has a ton of fortifications hiding underneath that layer of calcite. Thinking that should be a really good one. But both faces are like, it's like right here, and it wraps around and continues through over here. I don't want to try cutting it down the middle because if I miss, it's going to look like crap. Whereas if I cut it up the center, it could look fantastic. So I guess I'm gonna just cross my fingers and hope for the best. All right, next one is done, and that is so frustrating when that happens. It was cutting fine, and then it hit that calcite pocket in there, and the whole thing kind of shifted. We got this weird thing right here, but it's actually all right. It's not the end of the world. That has much nicer fortifications in there. It's so weird how they got like interrupted by the calcite though. So yeah, I think I was right in not cutting it up the center because seeing how broken up those are, that probably would not have looked very good. It's actually like mostly gray fortifications, which is super, super different for those Teepee Canyons. Usually it's whites, pinks, a little bit of yellow, but mostly red. So seeing those grays like that is really bizarre. So really all I want to do with this one is load it in enough to like cut it right on the end. All right, that is super different. Check this out. I've never seen a Teepee Canyon that has just gray fortifications like that. Look at the red pocket around that one. That is so cool though. There's a big skinny lacy one over here. Nice gray and red. Another nice gray and red. And that might be amethyst in that pocket. That is so cool. That is a very different Teepee Canyon. Might save exactly what I have right here so I can polish it, because I've never seen one so gray before. Alright, next we have this one, and I genuinely don't know how to load this up. This is actually mostly that jaspery material. So I think what I want to do with this one is cut it this way, maybe? See if we can get some good slabs off of it. Here's the backside. That is totally just that jasper material, no fortifications. Really pretty though. Go one more in, which was actually the last I could make, and we're just barely touching some pockets. So I got an idea, and I rotated the heel like this and cut it this way. We got some gorgeous results. Check this out. Look at that. So we were able to access that pocket. You can see it was just barely extending further than that. That's the end of the pocket. That is so pretty though. And then we got one more, which was the one right behind it, which is this one right here. Just gorgeous. And then the back side, you can see that's the end of the pocket already. So it really was just that little pocket, but man, that is a gorgeous pocket. All right, I was going to cut this one. This is that really freaking nice one Alexis found. Just enough to face it, because I wanted to do a polish on it instead. It's really awkwardly shaped. So to get it to clamp properly, the furthest to the face that I'd be able to cut is like right here. And that's just getting a little closer to the edge than to the inside than I wanted. So I think I'm actually going to not cut this one. I don't have time today, but at some point I'm thinking instead of cutting it to face it, I'm actually just gonna take it to the flat lap and just grind and polish the face all in one. Which means the time has come to cut this gorgeous Teepee Canyon. I might honestly come in and cut the sides off first just so it'll clamp better, because I want to get this face. But oh man, I really don't want to mess this one up. That's a really freaking nice one. It's done. And oh my freaking gosh. Look at that thing. That has to be the nicest Teepee Canyon I've ever found by like a wide margin. That is ridiculous. And look at that. Opening up into a nice quartz pocket. That is actually insane. So even though there's a lot of more meat on this rock, as you can see, there's still quite a bit of that rock left. I'm stopping right there. That has to be left as a specimen right there. That is so cool. So like, here was the outside of the rock. That's an amazing pocket as it is. But the deeper we got, instead of the pockets getting smaller, like they so often do, they just kept getting bigger. Look at that. That is so exciting. You'll see the backside and then opening up even more. Look how much yellow, but that right there is the thing that excites me. So I cut a thin slab, and it's still a little thick is the problem, A, and B, it's not polished, but good lord, that is showing every right sign for iris. And I would literally lose my freaking mind if I got an iris agate Teepee Canyon. Oh my gosh, it's so freaking nice. I seriously don't have any words for this thing. It is like 20 quadrillion times nicer than I was expecting. Seriously, that one rock makes that entire trip worthwhile. Not even factoring in the others that are going to make great cabbing material, and not even factoring in our trip to the rock shed. Like seriously, that is the stuff of dreams when it comes to Teepee Canyons. Oh my goodness. It's so nice. It's just ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I knew it was going to be good. I had no idea it was going to be this good. Also, I decided to go ahead and throw those two into muriatic acid. And here's what they look like. Completely removed all of that calcite. And look at all those beautiful agate bots. That is so cool. That right there is what I like to see. That is gorgeous. I like that some of them have like little shiny spots like that. See that? It's like remnants from the calcite. Not remaining calcite, but like the structure was influenced by the calcite. That pocket goes so deep. That's so cool. Honestly, because those lines were so thin and not really worth chasing after, this is like a great way to turn a meh specimen into a really unique specimen. That is so cool. And I think that is all that we're gonna do today. I was gonna cut this one, but I think it's just too risky. So we're gonna polish this one right here with that little amethyst pocket in the middle. That is gonna be fantastic. And I think I'm actually gonna polish this one too. This is that one that had the light amethyst pocket. Looking around at this pile, I'm certainly satisfied. I can be very happy with this. I could literally just, like, that alone I can be happy with, but everything else is also fantastic. So yeah, I'm very, very happy. Even these ones, I know they're not like specimens, but man, those little pockets are so perfect for cabbing. So yeah, even the little ones are a win. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I cannot believe we got that really, really nice big one. Considering we were only there for like 2 hours, it's just insane. That is an extreme case of luck, but I'm so beyond excited about it. That is definitely my nicest Teepee Canyon. I'm gonna try polishing that slab and see if my hunch is correct, because I would freaking lose it if we had an iris Teepee Canyon agate. So stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned at some point, I have no idea when, I'm gonna polish those other pieces through the rest of the stuff from the rock shed. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you next time.